Canada. Or was it Saigon? Every time I wake up, I'm back in the jungle. When I was playing Bad Company 2 Vietnam online, it was worse. I'd think I'd be back in Hastings, holding B, waiting for my good old bud Yalman to show up. But he never did. And I'd wake up, and there'd be nothing. I've been playing for a week now, and it's not getting any easier. It's only the beginning, and it feels like the end.
On this week's episode of the Retrologist, we're going to play some Vietnam games. Then, we're going to find out about this week's contest winners. But first, let's learn how to set up a Commodore VIC-20. Alright, this is a Commodore VIC-20, a great vintage computer from the 1980s. And one of the first things you should learn about it is the ports. This is the modem connection. To the left of that, you're going to see the data cassette port, then the disk drive and printer, the video output port, and cartridge and expansion slot. This is a data cassette player for the VIC-20. It features most of the same options as a regular cassette player, and it plugs into the back. Alright, this is the RF modulator, which translates the signal from the VIC-20 into an audio-video signal that your TV can understand. All you have to do is switch the channels. You can select either channel 3 or 4. And this is the 5-pin connector that goes into the back of the VIC-20. Alright, the RF connector is what attaches to your RF modulator and carries the signal from the modulator to the TV. Now, it can also switch between the game signal and a TV signal that you bring in. Now what you're going to do is plug the RF connector into the RF modulator. Attach the RF connector to the back of your television. Now if you have a joystick like this, all you're going to have to do is plug it into the side of your VIC-20, and it plugs right into the control port, which is right beside the on and off switch and AC adapter port. Now at the end you can go and hook up your power supply into the VIC-20. It's pretty hefty. This is a VIC-20 cartridge. It looks a lot like a Famicom cartridge. Now you're going to plug the cartridge into the back of the VIC-20. It's pretty difficult. They're really, really stiff. Then turn it on. Give it a few seconds, it warms up, and there it is. Now if you want to play a data cassette, put the data cassette into the data cassette player, hit rewind, then type load into the OS. Press play on the tape. Wait a little bit. And it should load up your favorite game.
Killer J, you think your Sega Genesis is better? I have a Nintendo Entertainment System, an NES, and mine has some of the best games out there, including RPG and platformers.
My Sega Genesis has Sonic and Streets of Rage.
Well, you know what? Let's see who wins this one. I choose Mario 3. Go! Oh no, he chose Sonic 2. Well, even so, I think we can both know that in the end, both consoles have their own great points like flash processing and such, and everybody's a winner when it comes to gaming.
Hi, I'm Jason, and you're watching the Retrologist.
It's just a game, son. It's just a game. And one that you are gonna have to win if you expect to get out of here alive. Those words kept echoing in my head, but the advice seems to assume that I want to stay alive. After watching so many men die, good men, digital men die. The kind that you want by your side when you're flying escort missions in games like Apocalypse for the Commodore Amiga. Or maybe I was just playing games that no man should ever play. In this game, the men upstairs have given you orders to transport civilian scientists out of hotspots in the jungle back to HQ. But they never told you were going to be low on ammunition, and that you would be flying by enemy anti-aircraft guns as well as men on the ground with RPGs. It was all getting a little bit tedious. And then there'd be days when I'd wake up in the morning, I'd get up, walk over to my window and look outside, expecting to see my home, but all I would see is that goddamn jungle. And then my mind would go back to Lost Patrol for the Commodore Amiga, and I'd think about my man like R.K. Seaweaver, T-Kane, Rocky and Moore, Gomez Bloom. In this game, you had to lead your men to find a lost patrol out there in the mountains of Vietnam, and it ain't an easy job. But then again, some days, walking in the forest ain't an easy job. What with Charlie being in the trees, always taking shots at you. Games like POW by Actionware for the Commodore Amiga start drifting into real life, blurring the line between reality and unreality. Make sure you don't shoot the monkeys. For God's sake, don't shoot the monkeys. The game allows you to choose your next mission. You can choose between the swamp, the jungle, the armory, the bridge, and the village. They all give you different maps, give you a different flavor of gameplay. In the end, it's all the same. Charlie's still in the trees. And that doesn't make my life any easier. But it's when you go to get into your car, sit down, close the door, put the key in the ignition and give it a turn. And for some reason you can't tell the difference between the real world and a tank. You begin to realize you've been playing too many Vietnam games.
Hi, I'm Andrew Blair, and you're watching The Retrologist.
This week's winner of an NES Black Box styled Facebook portrait is Emily Brown. Thanks for your comment this week, Emily, and I really can't stand the Wizard Koopa either. If you want a chance at scoring your own NES Black Box portrait, all you have to do is submit your vote on this week's question in the comment box below. This week, I want you to choose what the next episode of The Retrologist is going to be about, because it can be on games where the boy gets the girl, games with the word star in the title, games about 90s and 80s TV shows, and time travel games. Just submit your vote in the comment box below, and you'll get entered into next week's contest. Alright guys, thanks, and see you next episode.